Bob, do you want to give your overall thoughts and then we'll take a couple questions?
Sure. Yeah, at the end of the night, we're disappointed. Hate to give up a late goal, a failure to clear a couple balls, and some poor organization on the corner. We started the game poorly, slow, but then we had a good response, and I thought we picked things up in most of the second half. I thought we had control. Didn't do a good enough job of finding the third goal, of being sharp in the right moments and finishing the game that way. We showed a little bit of fatigue, and when we made some changes, our ability to finish the game, that's where we let ourselves down.
First question is going to come from Andy Diosa. Andy, your line is open. Go ahead and ask your question. Please make sure to unmute yourself.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Okay.
Just I wanted a quick assessment overall, just of the group play. Obviously, three challenging games in our own separate ways. What do you see with the team, fitness level, fatigue, like you have mentioned, and just fighting those conditions, not only with the heat in Florida, but just with the overall dynamic of the tournament?
I think we've made progress. I think we've had periods of good football. We're disappointed that we still, in key moments defensively, failure to clear balls. We've had a couple of headers in all the games that we just didn't do a good enough job of clearing. We've not given up that many chances in the games, but we've still given up too many goals. We're pleased that we're still creating things moving forward. We've gotten some different guys' experience. That's positive. But all in all, we still feel that there's more for us to work on and improve to get to the next level.
Next question is going to go to Joe Reedy, Associated Press. Go ahead, Joe.
Bradley Wright Phillips with another great goal tonight. Could you see when you guys came back that he was starting to become the player that we all saw for past 5-6 seasons before the injury?
Early in the season, we saw good things, and we felt that he would really fit in well. Like everyone, the period when we were off presents real challenges, personal challenges, and so it took Brad a little bit of time when we got started again to catch up. But once he started to get sharper and fitter, once he started to develop a good understanding with guys like Diego and Brian, you could see that he could really be an important player for us, and we've seen it in all three of these games. He's still someone around the goal who's got special qualities, and there's more. I think he can continue to add more. So tonight the goal was good. He had a couple of opportunities where had he been a little sharper, slipping a pass when we had an advantage going forward, might have helped us get the next goal. But all in all, he's done a great job.
Okay, next question is going to go to Scott French. Scott, your line's open. Go ahead.
Hey, Bob. I'm just wondering how concerned, if that is the correct word, how concerned you are about the way that you have started the three games here. And do you have a feel for what hasn't gone right at the start?
Each game's different. I think that we have tried to take control in the other games. But our ability in certain moments, just where we've got people in position, but to be able to defend a moment a little bit better. And when you think about goals we've given up, failure to clear balls and own goal, those are the main things that we've looked at. And so there's always the part of how you start, the concentration. Early in the game, you don't just get a chance to start to connect passes. You got to fight through early parts of the game until you can get a little bit more control. And in those periods of the game, we've made mistakes and we've paid.
Okay, we're going to end it there for Bob. We'll go to Mark Anthony Kaye next. I'm going to lower everybody's hands. If you have a question for Mark, please raise your hand at this moment. Okay, first question is going to go to Alicia Rodriguez. Alicia, your line's open. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you. Mark, I'm wondering your initial thoughts about facing Seattle next, and whether it matters to you, whether it makes a difference to you who you end up playing next.
Yeah, obviously we know who we're going to play next. We're excited to have an opportunity to play against Seattle, considering what happened last year. But again, we don't focus too much on who we're playing, really. We just are excited to have another opportunity to play our football. So, it's disappointing today not winning the group, but we have to focus on the next game and make sure that we go into it better. So if it was Seattle or Cincinnati, it doesn't really matter.
Next question is going to go to Felipe Cardenas. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Mark, really strong performance from you tonight. Both ends of the pitch, really solid on the ball. Your press was on. I mean, when you look at the entire roster and the way that you guys can play when you're playing at the highest level, do you ever think about the fact that so many of your teammates can probably get to Europe pretty quickly? Like, how long do you think you guys are going to be together?
Obviously that's something we don't focus on too much, because we're trying to do what we can here with LAFC. Obviously the club has done a good job to bring a lot of young, talented players into the fold. So yeah, we see it. We know that there's a great potential for all our players, and obviously the next step is Europe, but we want to win championships here. We want to be top players in the league, and the rest will take care of itself. But like you said, there's a great amount of talent here, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
And the last question is going to go to Charlie. Charles, your line is open. Go ahead.
Hi, Mark. I was wondering if you could talk about what your sort of evaluation of the team is right now after 3 games of this tournament. Bob mentioned that you guys are shipping maybe more goals than proportionally you're giving up in terms of chances. What's your view, and what do you think you need to work on?
Yeah, I think getting back to the football we were playing before the quarantine break and stuff, it's been a challenge. I think starting on the wrong foot of games, they don't help us, but as everyone can see, we're a very good team when we have the ball, and our football ideas are good. So I think every game has been a little different, but yeah, we need to figure out how to stop the goals going in, because I think that allows us to play our football a little bit better and a little bit more calm. So it's just something that needs to change, and I believe in the group, and I think it will. I think going into the next game, everyone will be even more intense and aware of situations that could arise. So today I think we did a really good job when it came to being tight and our defensive transition. We were unlucky with the first goal. I just think we were a little asleep at the beginning, but we had a good response, and the second goal is just bad organization. So it's just little things we got to fix.
Okay, thank you. We're going to end it there with Mark. We're going to go to Pancho next. If you have a question for Pancho, please raise your hand. We'd like to do 2 questions in English first. If you have a question you'd like to ask in English, please raise your hand. Then we'll go to Spanish. Anybody have a question? Alex, we're going to go to you first. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hola Francisco, muy buenas noches. Alex Caminar para Fútbol Sin Códigos. Francisco, ¿qué tal viste el rendimiento del partido de hoy, estando casi cerca de ganarlo, ser primero del grupo? Ahora les toca enfrentar a un Cero que es el campeón de la liga, el campeón del torneo. ¿Qué pensamientos se te vienen a enfrentar a este equipo? Muchas gracias.
Bueno, sabíamos que era importante ganar hoy, porque eran 3 puntos que también sumaban para lo que es la lucha por la conferencia. Creo que de momento lo hicimos de buena manera. Trabajamos el partido, estuvimos en desventaja y le dimos vuelta rápidamente. Pero bueno, siempre creo que el fútbol te enseña que los detalles son al final lo que definen todo. Y nos faltó estar un poco más precisos en los detalles y no ceder goles que por ahí, si estamos concentrados, no los cedemos.
Next question is going to go to Katya. Your line's open. Go ahead.
Thank you, Aubrey. Francisco, no sé qué es la mejor decepción o más, lo decía ahorita Bob, el tema de no haber podido ganar el partido para tener esos puntos que, como bien dices, sumas al campeonato regular, o el tema de haber controlado el destino del siguiente rival. No te tocó a ti ese enfrentamiento contra Seattle el año pasado, pero ¿qué has escuchado ahí entre los compañeros de quizá haber preferido a Cincinnati?
Creo que nosotros estábamos mentalizados en ganar porque tenemos que ganar todos los partidos al final. Es lo que pide el club, es lo que manda la calidad de jugadores que tenemos al final. Así que nos toca preparar ahora el partido con Seattle. Creo que tenemos un gran equipo y confiamos en nosotros para seguir avanzando.
Last question is going to go to Felipe Cardenas. Go ahead, Felipe. Line's open.
Thank you. Francisco, buenas noches. Como vos decís, tienen un gran grupo, hay mucha calidad y jugadores como vos jóvenes que están llegando a este proyecto con el deseo de ganar, pero también el deseo de seguir creciendo y llegar a una liga importante en Europa. Háblame un poco de esa trayectoria tuya, de estar acá y de jugar con Diego y quizás en algún momento lo brincar al viejo continente.
Creo que hoy día estamos enfocados acá, no es momento de pensar en eso. Tenemos que trabajar partido a partido. Creo que la mejor manera de hacer una buena carrera y al final cuando se pasa a raya decir hice una buena carrera es el hecho de darlo todo y de estar enfocado en el momento. Tenemos un gran desafío que es el próximo partido con Seattle y vamos a estar enfocados a eso. Es cierto que todo jugador aspira a jugar en las grandes ligas, pero para eso, hoy día estamos acá y tenemos que destacar acá para quizá algún día pegar el salto. Pero como te decía y te lo voy a repetir, estamos enfocados acá en lo que es ganar partidos para llegar lo más lejos en el torneo y si Dios quiere ganar el campeonato.
Okay, we'll end it there.